So in this WarThunder video, we're going to be looking at the QN506 again. There's a big reason behind it because I feel like a lot of people are overestimating this thing on what its capabilities will be in the game. And to be honest, it's something that happens a lot whenever it comes to WarThunder, is that people either don't really realize that they're overestimating it, or that certain people just say this is going to be overpowered, and for some reason their ideas and their thoughts are more credited than others. But whenever it comes to this thing, I've been testing it. I've been testing it with the mission editor. From just my experience within WarThunder, this thing feels like at most it's going to be a gimmick within the game. Now, the reason I think it's going to be a gimmick is because of these ATGMs. Like, they're fire and forget, which can be very powerful on large maps or on maps which have huge sight lines where you're able to use these missiles effectively. But the problem with it is that majority of the maps, like Abandoned Factory, Stalingrad, this thing will not do great at all with. And then also, at 9.3, this thing basically has no armor. Everything's going to be shooting you with APFSDS. Easily will be able to go through you. The two crew right here are pretty much easy shots every time that will knock out the vehicle. And funny enough, and we'll test it in just a minute, all of these things ammo rack. So every one of these little missiles count as an ammo rack. This thing right here, if you hit it, it also ammo racks the tank. And, it's just a big, running ammo rack, to be honest, because that's how it's always going to be. So like if you come around the corner and you see one of these things, just shoot its missile out, just like you did with the good old Storm Tiger. When people were overestimating that thing, even whenever it came to the game, everyone just shot the cannon barrel and blew it up, which was the way to kill that thing, even with some of the weakest cannons within the game. And this IFVs just target this. It's going to be very easy to kill this thing whenever it comes to WarThunder. And like I've said before, there's every single time, like this little thing, everyone was overestimating this thing when it came to the game, of it being the next R3T20, because it's 2.3, it has a 20 mil, but at the end of the day, this thing is very slow. It doesn't have the best, traverse and everything, and it never became the R3T20. And if you want to see some proof of this, here's some comments about this vehicle whenever it was coming to the game. But now, let's go look at the vehicle itself. So we're going to be using the MBT-70, which will have pretty much every kind of weapon system that we could think of. Like it has the 20 on top of it, which would be like IFV cannons, and then we also have APFSDS, which should be able to show how this thing performs. Now, as you see here, we have 4 different things. So we'll start off by trying to not kill it, by trying to shoot like the corner and see if it kills it. So as you can see right there, it only gets rid of the launchers itself. So these launchers I don't think would work now. But the thing about it is, even these little bitty missiles, it blows up the tank. It completely detonates it. Same for these. Like you can shoot them with the 20, still blows it up. You can shoot even right here, and it blows up the tank. And then at the end of the day, you have the crew right there that you could easily kill as well, which is insane. So like, it's going to be really dumb whenever you find this thing at like close ranges. Like the way you play this thing is you would be like over in that area right there, and you'd want to shoot across the map to like over in there with your fire and forget missiles and everything like that. But yeah, I don't really see these things as being like meta breaking or meta defining whenever it comes to like 9.3. If anything, I feel like stuff like the AFT-09, which I believe is still 8.7, is better than it, just because you get insanely good pinning ATGMs. But at the end of the day, you have ATGMs that you can control. You have a vehicle which has very, very good mobility, and it also has reloads. Like you have 12 ATGMs instead of just 4, and these are also tandem as well. So yeah, I'm not really sure if this thing is ever going to stick at 9.3. I mean, I think even in the data mines, it did say like 9.7 or something. But yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of feel about this vehicle. I know some people are going very, very much overestimate the thing, but in my opinion, it's a gimmick. It's going to be pretty interesting as an event vehicle, and maybe more of those sort of machines will come in the future. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next WarThunder video.